Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Checking in on Twitter, GoPro X and CHK on the daily and weekly time frame. So Twitter bulls showed up in a big way today. Nice solid volume, but they did see profit taking with an upper wick showing that and a rejection from the daily middle Bollinger Band of 1846. We closed 3 pennies below that level. So the bulls almost seeing a big move to the upside and gaining that momentum, but not the case with that profit taking. So we have just another lower high at this point. We have our high of 1979, a lower high at 1890, and now a lower high at 1872. The bulls have to form a higher low now. Our low of this consolidation at this point is set at 1783. We need a higher low compared to that level, and then a break of the lower high pattern for the bulls to show up and try and see continuation. The weekly time frame is a bull flag of consolidation. Nice bullish reversal hammer last week holding exponential support, and the bulls are trying to see follow through this week. I would say we need to see a close ideally above 1860 or better to see some follow through on that candlestick from last week into this week and get some confirmation. And we're going to have to see a new higher high in order to confirm that continuation and the bull flag. But as of this point, it does show us that it is normal, healthy consolidation, and the bulls are remaining in control of the past month. Obviously, the overall trend favors the bears, but since earnings, we've got this 6-week, 7-week big bull move, and the bulls are still in control after that. GoPro on the daily time frame continues to show weakness. I keep saying we need to form a higher low compared to 821 if the bulls want any hope, and we're right there at 823 now after a significant pullback from a rejection from the upper Bollinger Band, and we're on the brink of breaking down. If we break 821, 812, and 805, we start filling this gap back down to the all-time low. So I would not be surprised to see the bulls show up, form a lower high, and then head back down to this key support level where we could see the bears pounce. Keep an eye out for the bears to jump all over this, because if they have an attack, we could essentially break all of those supports in one day. So GoPro is teetering, barely clinging on to support. We keep rejecting from this weekly middle Bollinger Band. We're not seeing any follow through on the longer term time frame. So the daily chart remains weak, and you can see how close we are to this all-time low. There's not a ton of support levels built before we reach that level. X on the daily time frame, nice solid bull day. We were looking for a higher low to form compared to 1920 and 1921. So we had our low at 1855, higher low at 1920, and now a higher low at 1952. Solid bull volume, close up near the high, showing bulls have momentum into tomorrow, and we're looking for follow through. After 2089 is 2132 and 2193. If we get this higher low and then higher high, this oversold bounce will have proof of its strength rather than just being short term to cool off an oversold RSI. So the bulls looking for follow through tomorrow, the weekly time frame after a very weak, bearish week with profit taking, rejecting from exponential resistance. The bulls are still battling, trying to hold this 100-week moving average of 1972, and the goal for the bulls is to close above the 4-period exponential resistance of 2087, which we are just below currently with 3 trading days left to go in the week. CHK, further downside, no follow through for the bulls, bare break of the inside bar on the daily time frame at 515. So no surprise, we're heading to this $5 support, and it's not a surprise because the weekly time frame is a descending triangle pattern, and the descending triangle pattern has a horizontal base of support, and it continues to see a tightening range of lower highs and a horizontal flat base, and we're right now back at that base. If we see a break of $5, the bears are going to take over. We've got 488, and then we see a very clear break. So a close on the weekly under $5 gives the bears the victory, and even just breaking $5 will start to put some cracks in the armor of these bulls. As you can see how tight we're getting with this 100-week resistance as our guide to the downside. We don't even need a downtrend line. That 100-week resistance is doing it for us, and a break is imminent. I would expect the bulls to defend this support. There are a couple variables such as market conditions, if the overall market pulls back, or if we see the energy sector get a lot of weakness with exposure to the energy sector here, then that would lead to a bear break now. But under normal conditions, I would expect $5 support to hold and to see another bounce into the 530, 540 range before the pattern gets so tight that we have to see a break. So that's what we've got heading into this next day, Wednesday, tomorrow, and we'll see if the GoPro bulls can hold on. Keep an eye on that bear play, especially if the market begins to pull back as well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you then.